Hey everybody, welcome back to Senscape, and today what I have for you is a very special video. I'm going to do a video for you guys on all of my Vetiver fragrances that I have in my collection. I am planning to add a couple more, so guys, if you see anything that I don't have that you recommend, please let me know in the comment section. I would love to take a look at those other Vetiver fragrances that you have because, man, Vetiver is a great fragrance. Now, guys, one thing I'll say is I know you're going to see that I have headphones on, my earbuds on. It's because I misplaced my microphone. So that's what I'm using right now for my mic. So sorry about that. If you see I'm wearing that, it's not because I forgot them on or anything like that. It's because that's what I'm using for my mic for the video. So, guys, let's go ahead and start on the first fragrance. Like I said, I have 9 fragrances. I'm going to actually run through them first for you. All 9 of them, let you know what I have, so that way, and I'll break it down in different sections in the video. So if you are interested in just that fragrance, you can just go and go directly to that section of the video, so you can see what that fragrance entails. So first and foremost, I'm going to start off with Terre de Hermès, the Eau de Toilette. So this is the EDT version of it. So I'm gonna go with the Terre de Hermès first. And so I'm going to pretty much, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you know what I think of the fragrance, the profile, what it smells like, the longevity, projection, and all that stuff, sillage and everything. So first off, I'm going to start with Terre de Hermès. Second will be Parfums de Marly Perseus. Now, this is most people might not know this is a Vetiver fragrance. It is a very Vetiver forward fragrance. I have other fragrances in my collection that have Vetiver in there, but they are not the, I'll say, the main note of the fragrance. So I'm only doing the ones that have Vetiver as like a main character note, which this one does. All right, so I'll be reviewing Parfum de Marly Perseus. Next, I have from the House of Guess. This one is Bergamot and Vetiver. Very nice fragrance. I'll be reviewing this one, let you know what is in this one. The fourth fragrance I'll be reviewing is from the House of Mancera, and this one is Vetiver Sensuel. For the fifth fragrance, I am going to be doing Creed Original Vetiver. Now, I wish I had Wild Vetiver. Don't have it yet, but it will be coming in. I'll probably be getting it soon. But I have Original Vetiver, so I'll be reviewing that one for you. Next will be from the House of Banana Republic. This one is Linen Vetiver. And from Declassified, this is actually called Vetiver Absolute. This is actually a take on Terre de Hermès Eau Intense Vétiver. So next is probably something you haven't seen. This is from the House of Boss. This is Elegant Vetiver. So this is actually a very different Vetiver. So guys, if you are interested in these, definitely look into that one. Last but not least, from the House of Julia Asgun, this is X Vetiver. So guys, alright, let's go ahead and start off with the first one. Now, I'm not going to spray any of these on skin because I'm going to run out of space. I wore all of these plenty of times before that. I already know what the scent profile and everything of these fragrances. I've worn them. I've had those for quite some time. So I can pretty much tell you what the fragrances have, the note profile, the scent profile, the sillage and all that, the longevity. So I've had experience with these fragrances. So it's not like if it's going to be a first time spray. So what I'll do is I'll just spray it in the air, just so that way you can see the atomizer, and I can kind of just refresh myself on what it smells like. I can explain to you what it smells like in the air, which is where you're going to smell it anyways, because smelling it on skin up close, this is not where you're going to get the fragrance. Alright, so first and foremost, Terre de Hermès. Now, this fragrance right here is absolutely not a fragrance that you want to spray on skin and smell up close. It will smell terrible that way. I do not like the way Terre de Hermès smell up close, but I do like the way that it smells in the air, because up close it just has like a too much of a citrus punch to it that kind of ruins the Vetiver. but in the air, it's just kind of there. It's a little bit more mellow in the air, and it just amplifies the fragrance and makes this fragrance very beautiful. Now, the way this one opens up is it doesn't have a cap that comes off. It is a twist cap. So you twist it on, twist it off, and it reveals the atomizer. So let me go ahead and do 2 sprays for you. Okay, very good atomizer. And in the air, what you get is you get that citrus vetiver. It has a little bit of an earthy vetiver, but it's not like a very, very rooty, deep vetiver. It is more of, it's not super smooth, but it's not very rough. So it's kind of like a vetiver, I'll say, that's a little bit on a cleaner vetiver. This is more of a fresh take on a vetiver. This is something that makes you smell very nice and clean. That's what Terre is for. Now, this is a fragrance you can wear for any occasion. I wouldn't say it's something you could wear year-round kind of thing. I don't think this would do too well in the cool weather, but in the high heat, this is very good. Even fall, springtime, and everything like that, when you're not too much into the wintertime, this will still work for you. Now, as far as the scent profile for this one, this is not a fragrance that you want to overspray, because if you overspray the fragrance, it will get cloying and very annoying to yourself and possibly to others. As far as the longevity, what I get out of this one, so far what I'm getting is probably around like 4 to 5 hours. This is a very, very good fragrance if you're a vetiver lover. This is definitely something that you should pick up. Now, is this a blind buy worthy fragrance? I don't think so. This is something that you definitely have to test. It's one of those fragrances that it's more like either you love it or you don't. I don't think there's really too much in between because it's kind of like a little bit of a polarizing kind of fragrance. It's either you like that vetiver, that earthiness type of fragrance, or you don't like it kind of thing. I'm not going to say that you won't get compliments with it. This might not be the most complimented fragrance out there. Some people may really love it, but this is more something I would say that you wear to pretty much present a clean attire, a clean presence. Right? So now you do get the vetiver, like I said, out of this one. The vetiver is kind of like at the beginning, you get more of that citrus. Now, the way the citrus is coming out of here is not like a sweet citrus. This is more of an acidic type citrus. Like, the vetiver is pretty pronounced, but in the beginning, it's a little bit more of the citrus. And then you have the vetiver that's kind of like a forefront player, which is, it's still very well pronounced, but the citrus is more pronounced than the vetiver. Now, over time, once the fragrance starts to dry down, the vetiver starts to step forward as the main player, and the citrus kind of steps back a little bit. And that's when the fragrance, I think, to me, really shines the best, is really on the dry down, where you get most of the vetiver from the fragrance. So if you're interested in Terre Eau de Toilette, definitely give it a try first before you buy it. Unless you're really a vetiver lover, then definitely pick it up. But guys, Terre Eau de Toilette. Second fragrance we have from the House of Parfum Noir, and this one is Perseus. Now, the Perseus is an eau de parfum concentration, and this is a different take on vetiver to me. So let me go ahead and spray this one in the air. 2 sprays. Okay. Very good. Now, this one is a darker vetiver fragrance compared to Terre d'Hermes. So this one, you get a little bit more sweetness out of it. It's not, it does have some citrus in there, but it is more of a earthier, more darker type vetiver. So you get more of that rooty vetiver than you do more of that plant vetiver out of this one. So it is a very, very nice fragrance. This is something that you could definitely wear this one year round. So unlike Terre d'Hermes, I would say it's not really good for cool time. Perseus, you can wear this year round because the type of vetiver and the way it is made, it is more of that deeper, earthier vetiver, so that fragrance will sit on you a little bit longer, and it will be able to punch through the cold. And it's something that you can still wear in high heat, because it is not in a way that it is cloying or anything like that. It is just very nice, cleanly done. But it is more of an that rootier vetiver. Now, it's still a clean vetiver. It's not a dirty type vetiver that you're gonna say that it smells like dirt or something like that. No, this is more of that root vetiver that you get out of it. It's very, very beautiful fragrance, but it's also not something that is blind buy worthy. I would say definitely test it first before you get it, because if you're not somebody that's either into earthy fragrances, or probably I'll say a little bit darker fragrances, this might not be something that you like. If you're somebody that is probably just getting into fragrances, definitely try this out first before you buy it. And also, Perseus is not a cheap fragrance. These things go for, I believe, it's like 400 plus. So if you are interested in it, get yourself a decant first and try it out. See if it's something that you like. But like I said, this one is a little bit darker of a vetiver. It is a citrus vetiver, but it's more of a sweeter citrus. It is not really that acidic citrus. It's more of that sweeter citrus with a darker vetiver take to it. Now, there are some other notes and other facets in there. It does have some wood in there. It is definitely very woody too. So you get that vetiver, you get that woodiness to it, and you get that sweeter citrus. It's like a darker type citrus that you get out of it. All right, so we have Guess Bergamot and Vetiver. This is one that I picked up. I think I paid $20 for it at Burlington. And this is a very, very nice vetiver fragrance. Now, most people, if you are into fragrances, you know that most Guess fragrances, I have not picked up a Guess fragrances that doesn't smell good or doesn't do its thing the right way. And this is also in that same realm, that this Guess fragrance does vetiver very, very well. Now, as far as the concentration, this is an eau de parfum concentration. So most people, if you are into fragrances or you have Guess fragrances, you know that most Guess fragrances do not last. And this is actually the opposite of that. This one actually does last a very good amount of time. So out of this one, oh, I forgot to tell you, with Perseus, I get about 7 to 8 hours of longevity out of that. As far as for this one, I get probably around 5 to 6 hours of longevity. Now, as far as the projection, this one, Perseus, I think is the one that projects a little bit more. That one is more of a semi-room filler. This one right here is going to sit, not really sit close to skin, but it's going to sit a little bit more at arm's length as far as the projection. And it's going to stay at arm's length for a pretty decent amount of time, too. So, great thing about this one is it does have a magnetic cap. And let me go ahead and spray this one. This is an eau de parfum concentration. So I'm going to spray it for you. 2 sprays. Okay. So it has a decent spray. So with this one, what you get is it's more of a cleaner, fresher vetiver. So this is more of that lighter, airy vetiver that you get with it. It does have like it says, it's bergamot and vetiver. So it does have that citrus to it. But this one is, you can say it's kind of more of, it's not like Perseus. It's probably, I'll say the citrus is in between Terre and Perseus as far as like the sweetness and the acidity. So it is a little bit more acidic than Perseus, a lot less acidic than Terre. So it's a little bit in between. This reminds me more of Tom Ford Gray Vetiver. So this is closer to Gray Vetiver to me than you could say Terre or like all the other vetiver fragrances. So Gray Vetiver to me has a little bit of more of a citrus punch. So if you don't want that acidic punch that Gray Vetiver has, then this one is pretty much you can say almost close to Gray Vetiver, but without so much of that acidity to it. This is a very nice fragrance. This is also not a fragrance that I would say that you should spray on skin and smell up close, because it will not smell right. it is more of a fragrance that is to be enjoyed in the air. Now, Perseus, you can spray it on skin and smell it up close, and you'll get the true DNA of the fragrance. This one, in Terre, you will not be able to do that. This is a fragrance that is meant to be enjoyed in the air. Very, very beautiful fragrance. You get, like I said, it is a little bit like, you can say it's more like a powdery vetiver. So you get more like a suede type vetiver with that citrus. It's not a sweet fragrance. Okay, so it does have a little bit of sweetness to it, but it's not a sweet fragrance by any means. It's more of that citrus, because you know citrus is not going to be just a dry citrus without any sweetness to it. Every citrus has a little bit of sweetness, but this is not a sweet fragrance. This is more of that slightly acidic, clean citrus, and then has like a clean vetiver that's a little bit of suede type vetiver to it. So this one, very, very great fragrance if you do see it. The best part about it is $20. I would not sample this one because it's only $20. So if you're gonna buy a decant, you're gonna pay probably like what, 10, 15 bucks for a decant. You might as well buy the full bottle. Next, I have from the House of Mancera. This one is Vetiver Sensuel. This is a very nicer, cleaner vetiver. I'll say this is more of a floral type vetiver. This is a lot sweeter. It is very different from the other ones, which is you get more of that really vetiver punch to it. This one is it has vetiver in the name, but the vetiver is not really the main player on this fragrance. I think the florals and the sweetness plays a little bit more of a role on this one than the vetiver. So let me go ahead and spray this one in the air for you. I'm going to do 2 sprays again. All right, very nice pressurized atomizer. So, actually, let me take that back. In the air, you get more of the vetiver than you do when you spray it on skin, because I'm so used to spraying this one on skin. So in the air, you actually get more of that that vetiver. So it's you get more of a darker vetiver, but it has some florals. It is a lot sweeter, but it is not like a super sweet fragrance. It is very manly of a fragrance, but it's not something that I would say that a woman cannot wear. It is definitely a little. It is more different from the other 2 fragrances that you do get. It does have a little bit of sweetness to it, but it does have florals added to it. Most of the other vetiver fragrances, like the Terre or Bergamot Vetiver or Perseus, those are more like they play on the citrus and vetiver. This one plays more on citrus, florals, and vetiver. So you get more of a that darker vetiver, but it is very smooth vetiver. It is very refined. Like if they took a vetiver and they filtered out all of the dirtiness to it. It's pretty much a very smooth, darker vetiver that you get some florals and a little bit of citrus to it with some sweetness. This is a very, very nice vetiver fragrance. Manceras are not extremely expensive fragrances, but it is a niche house, so it's not going to be super cheap. It is something I would say, if you are interested in it, do sample before you buy. The thing is, this one is actually something I really do enjoy. I mean, it's a Mancera, so most people know that Manceras do last. This one does too. So I get probably, I say, when I wore this one, I think when I stopped smelling it, it was probably around like hour 8 or 9. I kind of lost track after that, but I think it was like after hour 8 or 9, that's when I kind of stopped smelling it. And that's I'm probably because I went nose blind to it. But this thing lasts a very, very long time. Beautiful fragrance. You don't need to spray a lot of this one to get the scent profile and everything. You get a very nice scent bubble around you. It's not a fragrance that is a super strong projector. So, like, as far as, for example, this one is it projects a lot more than the Mancera. So this one, when you wear it, it'll be semi-room filler. This one is more like a nice little scent bubble around you. So If you want something that you can wear to the office or you can wear on a date or anything like that, this is perfect for that because it's not something that is going to be way too strong and cloying to anybody or something that's going to annoy people because you're just projecting too much. Now, it is definitely not something that I would say to overspray because Manceros are very strong fragrances. I'll say probably 3/4 sprays max. You should be fine with this, and you'll have a very nice scent bubble around you, and people will be able to enjoy your scent. All right, so let's. Okay. Next, we have from the House of Creed, and this one is Original Vetiver. Now, Creed Original Vetiver to me is like it has vetiver in the name, but it's not a straightforward vetiver fragrance to me. It is more of a sweeter type fragrance that does have some vetiver in there, but it's not a straightforward vetiver fragrance to me. I really do like it. Don't get me wrong. I would not buy it unless I liked it. I did. I believe I was out on vacation and I stopped at Macy's. They gave me a sample of it. And I tried it. I wore that sample probably 2 or 3 times. And when I got back home, I had to go buy me a bottle. It was that good. So let me go ahead and spray this one in the air. Okay, atomizer, it used to be better. Okay, now it's getting better. All right, so in the air, you get very sweet. So this is a very sweet fragrance. Very nice florals to it. It is more of... it has that vetiver, but it's that very, very light vetiver. So it's not that earthy vetiver. It's not rooty vetiver. It is a very light type vetiver, that smooth vetiver that it has in there. But the vetiver in this one, it's more of a vetiver in the background of the fragrance. It's not the straightforward part of the fragrance. So the reason why I picked it is because it is a vetiver fragrance. It is in the name, but if it was not for the for it having vetiver in the name, this is not really a fragrance that I would say that if you're like a true vetiver lover and you want that actual deep richness of vetiver, you're not going to find it in Original Vetiver. Now, if you're somebody that just wants a very nice clean fragrance, something that smells very nice, something that is probably going to be more mass appealing, this is probably something that's more in your realm and in your alley. This is a very nice fragrance, lovely fragrance. As far as the longevity, unfortunately, I probably get about 3 hours out of my bottle of longevity. I don't know if I go nose blind to it. I wore it quite a few times. As you can see the dent on there. I mean, I've worn it quite a few times. I get about 3 hours out of it. A lot of Creed fragrances don't really last that long. I'm not going to say all of them, because this one does. This one, not too much. Probably get like 3-4 hours out of it. This one is super terrible on longevity and all that. This Milsim 1849, terrible on longevity. I get probably an hour and a half out of it, and it was probably my most expensive Creed fragrance. But as far as this one, probably get 3-4 hours out of it. But it is a beautiful fragrance. Definitely sample before you buy, because it is extremely expensive of a fragrance. If you can find them at discounters, they're not too bad at discounters. It's still up there. It's still like in the 200s and all that stuff. So it is still not a cheap fragrance. So definitely sample before you buy. But this is a beautiful fragrance. I would not call it a true vetiver fragrance, but it is more of a beautiful floral with some sweetness to it, and it is still. I'm not going to say that because it's a floral fragrance that is a feminine fragrance. This is very, very unisex. I think it is a little bit more masculine, and then it has some unisex aspects to it. So a woman could definitely pull this off, and she'll be perfectly fine with it. So let's move on to the next. All right, so we have from the House of Banana Republic, and this one is Linen Vetiver. Now, this is probably, I'll say, this is actually my oldest vetiver fragrance that I have. And that's probably that's actually my first Banana Republic that I ever purchased. And I have the rest of the entire collection now. So these, you can pick these up at Burlington and Ross. Burlington's more likely to carry them. Ross, you do find them from time to time. Now they started carrying a lot more Banana Republics at Ross, but Burlington is where you're really gonna find those. Those are where you're gonna find them at the best price. You can find them online, but they're usually more expensive online. So definitely go to local Ross or Burlington to be able to find it if you have some near you. All right. So let me go ahead and give you 2 sprays for this one. And also this one is an eau de parfum concentration, and the Creed original vetiver is also a eau de parfum concentration. So let me go ahead and do 2 sprays. Okay. All right. So with this one, it is more of you get. I don't really get the vetiver much out of this fragrance. This one is more of a clean green fragrance. It is more of that designer type fragrance. So it does smell. It's not my favorite take on a DNA, but it's not bad. It's not something that I would say that I would not wear. It is definitely a wearable fragrance, but it's so much that it's not really a wowing fragrance to me that I don't wear it that much. I did wear it a few times, but it's not really a wowing fragrance to me. It is nice. It is a designer fragrance. It is not bad. Like I said, this is not a vetiver forward fragrance, so it does have vetiver in the name. That's why I picked it out. But you don't really get the vetiver as far as the scent profile. This is more like a clean, earthy, not earthy, but clean green fragrance. More like it's almost like a clean green, minty, not minty, tea type fragrance. It's not a tea note, but let me spray it again. Yeah, so it's almost like if you can say like a mint tea to it, but it's more of a green, sweet, like semi-sweet green type fragrance. It is nice. It's something that is definitely inoffensive if you're going to wear it to school or to the office or something like that. This is a very great fragrance for that. This smells, actually, I'll say this smells much better than when I got it. So I think over time it got better. But this is a fragrance that if you're going to spray it on skin, you might not like it. So it's better for you to spray it in the air and actually pick it up that way. So you can pick these up. You can get this size bottle right here. This is the 5-ounce bottle. These are about $37, or you can get the smaller bottles, which are about this size right here, and you can pick these up for $20. So definitely whichever one you want to get, like try it out and see if it's something that you like. I'll say these ones, I wouldn't really say to sample before you buy, because you can get it for $20, so it's not worth buying a sample. But also Burlington does have little sample sets. Sometimes you might be able to find it. It has like 10 different samples in there. You can pick these up at, I think they're like 10 or $15. Definitely try the sample set and see which one of those fragrances you like, because Banana Republic makes some great fragrances, and guess what? These are all being discontinued. These are actually discontinued now, so you can still find them at the stores, but these are all discontinued, so you want to make sure you pick these up before they go away. All right. So next we have from the house of Declassified. This is Vetiver Absolute. I did wear this one probably four times, I would say. All right. So now this one is it says compared to Terre Eau Intense Vétiver. Now, I have never smelled Terre Eau Intense Vétiver, but if it smells like this, it's a freaking great fragrance. This one is a absolute gem of a fragrance. I really, really do enjoy it. This is an eau de parfum concentration, and I picked this one up at my local Burlington. I paid $12.99 for it. So I think this is absolutely the cheapest, well, I'll say the most valued fragrance that I have in my collection, as far as price to I could say to the ounces. All right. So but that doesn't mean that it is a bad fragrance or it doesn't last. This one lasts an absolute long time. I sprayed this on my shirt a couple times, and I think every time I sprayed it, when I came back and either grabbed the shirt again, I could still smell this fragrance on it. So this one lasts an absolute long time. Now, as far as the projection, what you get out of it, as far as like smelling, like I'll say, like within arm's length, this will probably give you about six-ish hours, 6-7 hours that you get as far as projection, as far as arm's length projection. So it is a very good fragrance, especially for the price, $13. No need to sample this because $13 is pretty much what you're gonna pay for a decant anyways. So go ahead and grab it and try it out. Now this is more of, let me go ahead and spray it for you. And okay, so this is more of that darker vetiver. So it is sweeter vetiver. You get, it's not as, I'll say, these two very, very different as far as the take on the vetiver. This one is more of a lighter fragrance. This one is a much darker fragrance. This, to me, is closer to Perseus. So as far as like the darkness of the vetiver, this one's a little bit darker than Perseus, but it is a very, very nice take on a vetiver fragrance. Now, this one you could definitely wear this year round. So it is just like Perseus. It's since of the scent profile being that it's a little bit darker of fragrance, that more the heavier vetiver. It's more that rooty vetiver. It's not dirty. This is not a dirty vetiver. This is more of a rooty vetiver, clean rooty vetiver that you get, and it's a little bit darker, a little bit heavier. Then it will sit on you a little bit better in the cool weather if you were to wear in the cool weather. Now, if you were to wear in high heat, this will perform perfectly well in high heat. This is where I mostly wear this. This one is absolutely beautiful. Like I said, you can get these. They do sell them on the Classifieds website, but I mean, you can go to Burlington, $13. Great fragrance, and this house, like the Declassified, they make wonderful fragrances at a wonderful price. And this one, I believe, is a 3.4 ounce. Yeah, 3.4 ounce. So you get quite a lot of juice for $13, and it smells wonderful. So if you are somebody that's into better fragrances and you want more of that actual vetiver, then this is something for you. Now, don't get one thing with it is a little bit of a sweeter fragrances. It's not a sweet cloying type fragrance, so it's not like feminine at all. This is definitely a very, very masculine fragrance, but it does have a little bit more sweetness to it than I'll say the original Terre d'Hermes. So, but this is, to me, I think this is more masculine as far as Terre d'Hermes. So if you're interested in a better fragrance at a wonderful price, this is a great fragrance for you to pick up, the Vetiver Absolute. So let's, all right. So I have in my hand Boss Elegant Vetiver. Now, Elegant Vetiver is probably not a fragrance that you've heard of or seen before. This is part of it's like their, I guess, their reserve collection, I think it's called. These are not hype fragrances at all, so they're not too many people know about them and all that. This one is a eau de parfum concentration, 3.3 ounce. But out of all my Vetiver fragrances, I'll say this one is probably the most challenging one for me to wear. I wore this one probably 4 or 5 times. I don't know if you can see the dent on there. Actually, I probably wore this one more than 4 or 5 times because we got a pretty good dent on there. But this one is probably a little bit more challenging to wear. This is definitely not an office-friendly fragrance. It's not something that you could wear in high heat. This is more of a cooler weather fragrance, something that you'll be like something at night. Date night, I probably wouldn't even wear this for date night because this is one of those very, very polarizing fragrances. So there's probably going to be more people that do not like it than they do like it. but it is not a bad fragrance. It is just a take on the fragrance and how it does it. Now, elegant vetiver, most other vetiver fragrances, everybody likes to mix vetiver with citruses and musk and stuff like that. This one takes the vetiver and mixes it with something completely different. It mixes it with, I believe it's pistachio. So let me go ahead and spray this one in the air for you. So 2 sprays. Let me make it 3 because that one didn't come out too well. Okay, so this one is, you get a little bit of, tiny bit of sweetness with it, but it's more, you get more of that. Now this one is a little bit of a grittier vetiver. It is not bad, but it's more of a grittier vetiver. You do pick up that pistachio, but what it does is like it gives it almost like a smoky pistachio to it. So it's it's a very nice vetiver fragrance, but it's just one of those fragrances that you have to wear for the right occasion. You cannot wear this fragrance dressed down. This is a strictly dressed up occasion type of fragrance. Now, it is extremely masculine. Now, if you're looking for a very masculine fragrance, this is something for you. I do think as a woman you can pull it off, but you're gonna have to really control your sprays, and you're gonna have to be a woman that is very, very confident in the way you walk and hold yourself up and everything like that to pull off this fragrance. Now, if you're somebody that's for both men and women. If you're sloppy, this fragrance will not match that profile. This is a very, very clean, well-dressed, well-put-together fragrance that's how this one matches with. Now, as far as like the vetiver, like I said, it's more of a gritty, that gritty vetiver. It is that darker vetiver. It's not that smooth vetiver, but it's not a bad vetiver. It's not something I'll say that is so earthy that it smells animalic. It's not that. It's more just a grittier vetiver, and with the pistachio gives it. It's not the same pistachio that you get in like K. Ali's Yum Pistachio Gelato. It's not that type of pistachio. This is more like a roasted pistachio, like almost like roasted to the point of like dark, almost burnt pistachio. Now, you're not getting a burnt smell out of it, but it's more you get like that roasted pistachio and everything out of it. It's more of something that you get a little bit of almost like incense kind of thing, but not really. It's more like a smokiness that you get out of this fragrance. Now, it does have a little bit of a powderiness to it. It's not a very powdery fragrance, but you get a little bit of a powderiness to this. But it's a fragrance, I'll say, that is very nice and enjoyable, but it's not something that if you're looking, if you don't have multiple fragrances and you want something that is just something that you can wear on specific occasions, this is for that. This is not a multi-occasion type of fragrance. So if you're looking for this one, definitely, if you can sample this one before buying, definitely do that, because this is, like I said, it's very polarizing. You may like it or you may not. So this, like I said, this is my hardest to wear fragrance. Not that I don't enjoy it. I really do enjoy this fragrance. It's just that I don't have every single occasion to be able to wear it. I could probably wear this on probably 1 or 2 occasions a week, but I have so many other fragrances that I can wear during those occasions that I don't wear this one as much. But it is a very nice fragrance. I would not sleep on this one. And I think these are also discontinued, so you can still pick these up at discounters for a great price. So if you're interested in that, definitely pick it up before you can't get it anymore, or you're going to end up having to pay a premium because you're going to have to get it secondhand through somebody which is reselling it. All right, last but not least, this is actually my favorite of all the vetiver fragrances that I own, and all the ones I have tested, which is from the house of Juliet Has It Done, and this one is Ex Vetiver. Now, I say this fragrance is very, very smooth. Now, let me go ahead and spray this one in the air for you and put it out. So, I have probably, I got like 8 fragrances in the air, but I can smell this one already on its own. So let me go ahead and do 2 sprays. All right. So it does have a pressurized atomizer. I don't know why this atomizer. Okay, now it's getting better. Okay. Okay. So with this one, it is pretty much, I'll say, the least sweet fragrance out there. This one has pretty much, I'll say, almost no sweetness whatsoever. What you get out of this one is pretty much a clean citrus, a very, very clean vetiver, and some musk to it. That's pretty much what this is. It's just clean citrus, clean vetiver, some ambroxan, and some musk. It is a beautiful, beautiful fragrance. A lot of people are saying online that this is a fragrance that is kind of bland or anything like that. I think there's something wrong with them. This is the nicest vetiver fragrance that I've ever smelled. I really love this one. Really enjoy wearing it. Now, as far as the only thing about it is just like most Juliet Hazard guns, they last a long time, but they do not have great projection. So this is more of something that you're gonna wear that if somebody comes up close to you, that's when they're going to smell it. But it's not something that's going to be a room filler or something that's going to be even that you might even smell too much at arm's length. You might slightly pick it up, but it's not something that you're gonna smell too much because it's not a very strong projector punchy fragrance. Now, you can overspray this. It will get cloying and annoying to you because it's just, it does project very well close to you, but it's not a fragrance that punches out far. So you don't want to overspray this one, but it is not a fragrance that you're going to think that it's going to be a room filler. This is not it. But as far as like the scent profile, this is a very clean vetiver fragrance. This is more to me, out of all the other fragrances, this is more in the realm of a true vetiver fragrance because the vetiver in this one is on the forefront and it stays there the whole entire time. So all the other notes of this fragrance are pretty much background players, but the vetiver on this one is pretty much the main note on the fragrance, and it is that very, very clean vetiver. I think it's using Haitian vetiver, which is to me the best vetiver in the world, and it's a very, very clean vetiver. It has that musk to it and a little bit of citrus, and on the dry down, the citrus even pretty much almost goes away, and all you get is the musk and the ambroxan. The main note, which is that clean, super clean vetiver, that musk and the ambroxan in there. So this is a fragrance that now you can get it for a decent price, but I would definitely say sample before you buy because they're not cheap still. I think these are going for $115 for this size bottle. They got the larger bottle for $150, which I think would be the better buy. Is at the time when I was purchasing this, they did not have the $150 bottle, which was 100 ml. They only had the 50 ml, so that's why I purchased 2 of those just to pretty much get to the 100 ml. But if I knew that how it's going to play out, I'd probably just purchase one and waited later on and purchase 100 ml. But as far as like this fragrance, like I said, beautiful, beautiful fragrance. One of my favorite fragrances. In fact, of all of my collection, I would say this is probably within my top 5 of my favorite fragrances. This is just how good this one is. So definitely I'll say sample before you buy because a lot of people may not like it because they might think it's bland. It's just like, I'm not sure why they think that because I think it has a little bit more going to it than Creed Aventus as far as like, because Creed Aventus is not really a fragrance that has so many different facets to it, just like this one. But Creed Aventus is a very nice fragrance. So, but this one is pretty much what I'll say is the same to that. So, guys, thank you very much for watching this video. And please, if you like this kind of content, if you could please do me a favor, if you could like, comment, and subscribe, and please let me know what kind of vetiver fragrances that you like in the comment section so I can check them out, and let me know what pretty much what you get out of them as far as like projection, longevity, and all that stuff. I would love to hear from you guys. And guys, thank you very much for watching this video. I know this was a long one, but I really appreciate you spending your time with me. And thank you very